Greetings! So, on my latest adventure, part of it took me along the Oregon-California Trail in Wyoming and Nebraska, and there were some interesting landmarks along that part of the trail, so I decided to stop and see some of them. The first one was Independence Rock. This large block of granite that's sticking out, these pioneers decided to sign their names on it. Not real successful with it because granite is one of the hardest rocks that there are, but they tried anyway. The name Independence Rock came from the first people that decided to name it. They just happened to be camped out there on America's Independence Day, and so that's how it got its name. Moving further east, over by the Nebraska border, is the town of Guernsey, Wyoming. Here we find Register Rock. More people decided to carve their names here because this was a softer sedimentary rock, and it was much easier to carve their names into it. And this is way better than Independence Rock when it comes to the names. So many more names. And then people did start doing their graffiti over the years. Not sure at what point you consider something historic and then something graffiti. Is it 1900? Is it 1930? But all the old names are here, then you can still find them. You can also tell that this rock is very fragile. It's sedimentary, so it decays very easily, erodes very easily as it rains, and you can see the cracking in there. We don't know how much longer these names will be here, so this is one of those places that you should really try to see if you want to. This here was carved out by a rancher later on for cold storage. Moving a mile up the road, we come to the Oregon Trail Ruts. Now, the pioneers could not follow the North Platte River down by the river because the area was all overgrown. So they had to get out of the floodplain, which meant they had to go over these rocks when they got to this point in the trail. And so many thousands of wagons went over the top of this, they actually wore down grooves in the rock. As you can see, they have this nice paved trail that takes you up a short slope up to where the ruts are at. Then you can also hike along the ruts and the trail. Well, some places you can't really see the trail, but there is a hiking trail there to where you can continue to follow it on to the next little section where you find ruts. Moving further east, I've come to Nebraska, and this is Chimney Rock. Now, the visitor center was closed when I got here because it was kind of late in the day and they close at 4 o'clock. But they still have the trails open until sunset, so I was able to hike out by the base of the rock. The pioneers could only go about 10 miles per day, so this 200-foot spire would have been visible to them for 3 days. It's no longer 200 feet high. It has lost about 80 feet of height since then because of erosion. This is one of the reasons why I wanted to check this place out, because there's really no telling how much longer this spire will be here.